The biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada, playing host to the 2013 Triple Crown USA Nationals on CBS Sports Network.
The starting pitcher for Firecrackers of Huntington Beach, heading to Hawaii for her college days. Congratulations to Heather, who just graduated high school. She'll head to Hawaii probably in the next week or two. She'll be jumping across to the islands and starting her college career. And right here, she's going to start our semifinals of the Triple Crown USA Nationals. Emily Griggs leads off for the Mustangs of Wichita. Pitch rides up high on the first delivery, and there you see a look at Emily Griggs, who she's a TV veteran by now. She's been in multiple televised games and these Triple Crown events on CBS Sports Network. Emily, quite a player, has been doing it at a high level since a young age. Strike one there, 1-1 count. Emily Griggs, it is her dad Mark who heads up the effort for the Mustangs as the head coach. And Emily, she's looking at LSU, verbally committed to play at LSU, and tells us she is obsessed with watching Vines, the little app, the video app. She's all about the Vines. She said also, did Emily, college going to be the first time she won't play for her dad. She's played for him forever, so a little departure as she heads to LSU. Here she's got a 2-1 count, Michelle, and a couple of talented teams on our first semifinal field. 2-2 the count after that even up pitch. Morales in good shape in this count to the leadoff batter for the Mustangs. Heather Morales to deliver her fifth pitch of the game. Throwing high 50s to start it off on the radar gun. Griggs slaps that back foul. Another 2-2 coming, 58 miles per hour on that last pitch.
Well, Thad, it's always interesting hearing what the ladies like to watch. I know a lot of times on my Twitter, I have the girls saying, send out another Vine video. So we put some of those together. It's always fun to be able to interact with these younger athletes and stay in touch with them, knowing where they want to go to school and what interests them and what they're looking at around the game. 2-2
pitch is swatted out and missed. Morales has a strikeout for the Firecrackers. Big first out. Mustangs a sturdy offense, to say the least. And that leadoff out is a big one when you play against the Mustangs and a tough leadoff batter, Emily Griggs.
Well, like any great pitcher, you're going to throw pitches that are out of the zone but look like they're in the zone, and that's what the top pitchers in the game do. They look like they're throwing strikes, pitches that are moving through the zone as quick as possible, and when you can get hitters to chase pitches out of the zone, that's usually when you're successful.
Reagan Hathaway hits a shot down the first base line, and heck of a job down at first just to keep the ball in the infield. Well done by Amanda Sanchez, who basically had to fall on the grenade, and then her second baseman swings across and makes the play. Lexi Robles slotted in as the second baseman to kick things off, and it's a heck of a play.
Heck of a play. Great mechanics. You see the way she rotates around the ball, works on that backside, and just drives the ball down the line.
I'm sorry, that's my mistake. It's Nicole Dewitt. Dewitt was the second baseman who came in behind. Robles plays a little second for the Firecrackers, but all that frantic action there, I picked up Lexi instead of Nicole. Nicole, another fine player heading to Florida. She'll be a senior in high school this coming school year, but she's got Florida in her future. And Nicole, a great job of staying with that play. That ball was a laser down the line by Hathaway, but results in the second out of the top of the first. Madison Long, the number 3 batter, playing second base today for the Mustangs. Madison now in the box. Madison hits this hard to center. To the fence, snagged at the yellow line out in center field. Defense asserted by the Firecrackers, and it's Carly Wester making a nice play, finding the fence. A couple of balls hit hard, but nothing to show for it in the top of the first for the Wichita Mustangs. Firecrackers coming up to bat in semifinal number 1. And Michelle, let's see what you've got as we pop the top on semifinal number 2 with Impact Gold and Corona Angels.
Well, Mackenzie Kerpak just hit a double into the gap. There are 2 outs, but the Impact Gold with a runner in scoring position. And Miranda Grote is up to bat. And she gets jammed up, but the out retired.
There are no runs on one.
And Michelle, a look at that base hit that you talked about a moment ago. And we'll jump back here and take a peek at the Impact Gold's base runner.
Well, Mackenzie is just going to get a pitch that she can hit on the outside corner, and she just drives that into the opposite field gap. It ends up getting past the Corona Angels outfielder, and she ends up with a double.
So each inning, each top of the first inning is over. We'll come back with the bottom of the first from double coverage at the TCUSA Nationals in Reno. Bottom of the first now queued up in semifinal number 1. Firecrackers from California will now bat after getting a strikeout and then a hard ground out and a line out to center. In their defensive effort, Firecrackers have a chance to get on the board in this semifinal. The championship game will be televised, so all afternoon or evening long, depending what time zone you're in, you can watch the best of the best in the national fast pitch softball world go at it here from Reno. Hey, don't throw a no Twitter today. Use hashtag TC Sports. Let us know who you're rooting for or who you think should be the #1 ranked softball team in the nation. Get in the game. Use hashtag TC Sports. That's hashtag TC Sports. There are a lot of siblings and family members, younger sisters and young players watching, and if you have a Twitter presence, it's your chance to chime in and comment on the action you see today. And for the young players out there watching, this is a great way to learn about the high level of the game. Players all over these 2 fields we're covering today have significant college opportunities in their futures. Taylor Van Zee is leading off for the Firecrackers. And it's Jesse Hafner pitching for Mustangs, and there's a base hit. Firecrackers' first runner of the ball game will be a Firecracker, and it's Van Zee with a ground ball single.
Take a look at the pitch. It's over the white part of the plate. Nice location below the knees, but at this level, you got to keep the ball off the white part of the plate or ends up getting peppered. Talent at this level of that is it's amazing over the last 10 to 15 years how well-versed these athletes have become at all aspects of the game.
Carly Wester chopped to the third base side. Wester is out 5-3 on the put out. That will move Van Zee down to second base. Wester was the player who made the nice play at the fence to end the top of the first inning. A great catch on a ball that either was going to get out or was going to bounce off the yellow line of that fence, and Wester now does the job of moving her teammate up to second base. That's pretty good softball there. If you're going to be out, be productive. For the Firecrackers with 1 away and a runner at second base, Chelsea Gonzalez is batting. She's the number 3 batter in the order. Mentioned it's Jesse Hafner pitching. You see Jesse here on this 1-0 delivery. This just down and out a little bit. Emma Eck is catching. Hafner to Eck, the battery, 58 miles per hour on that ball 2 delivery. Both pitchers up in the upper 50s to start things off today. This ball rides up and in, working both sides of the plate, but not getting the strike call yet. And Hafner will face a 3-0 count to a strong hitting Chelsea Gonzalez, the shortstop for the Firecrackers. 3-0 pitch and 1 out. And there is ball 4. So 2 runners on now for the Firecrackers with 1 away, and their cleanup batter Tara Blanco coming up. Let's check in with Michelle.
Thanks, Thad. Over here on our field in the semifinal, MJ Knighton had a leadoff double for the Corona Angels, and now a base hit up the middle by Kylie Reed, and that's going to score the first run of the game for the Corona Angels. We talked about how this team is just an offensive juggernaut. So Knighton gets on, Reed with the RBI single back up the middle, and take a look at the double by Knighton. You can see the way that she's going to get this ball just inside the right field line, easily going to move into second with the double. And then the number 2 hitter, Kylie Reed, after a couple of sacrifice attempts, she doesn't get him down, but she does better. She gets the base hit up the middle to score a teammate. So the Corona Angels with a runner on second, and they are up 1-0 with no down here in the bottom of the first.
Bunt knocked down right there by the Angels, and that is foul, so the runner stays at second. The at-bat continues. Michelle, nice work on the update. Corona Angels have the first run of our double coverage. We'll give them credit. Well, they get a free burger up at Red's Golden Eagle Grill upstairs, and first run of our double coverage on the board. And right here we got a threat for the Firecrackers with 2 down. Tara Blanco, a strikeout victim. So a big out for Wichita Mustangs, who are facing a first and second one away with the cleanup batter in the box. And Michelle, that strike out of the 4-hole, a huge confidence builder for Jesse Hafner, the pitcher.
Yeah, definitely. Those are the type of outs you have to come up with, especially with runners on base. The top pitchers in the game will do that. When the pressure is on and they need that big out, they take control of the game by doing it themselves.
Nicole Dewitt knocks the glove off at shortstop, and everybody's safe. A rocket hit by Dewitt to load the bases. Good stop out at short, and the glove went away for Miranda Rohleder.
Well, Miranda does a good job of knocking the ball down, even though it knocks her glove off. The key, though, is that she goes after the ball and not her glove. Not quite in time. The safe call at second. That's a great effort.
That loads them up for the Firecrackers, who have a big threat here. Bottom of the first with 2 away. Dewitt, the infield single, second hit of the inning for Firecrackers. And a walk. Van Zee singled. Gonzalez walked, and Dewitt singled. Station to station, one base at a time here. Genevieve Perez with 2 outs, batting for the Firecrackers. Heading to San Diego State is Perez. Looking at a 2-0 count, advantage count here for Genevieve. Seeing pitches now in the low 50s, 53 on that last delivery. This comes outside and nowhere to put her now, 3-0 count. And bases full of Firecrackers. Genevieve Perez, if you watched our Sparkler Fireworks broadcast, you might have heard us talk about the fact that her uncle, Troy Polamalu, Genevieve takes strike 1. Micah Polamalu also played a little football, linebacker at Navy. So Genevieve comes from well, not only a nice family of athletes, but a premier elite family of athletic ability. And Genevieve with a 3-1 count, chance to put her team on the board. Hits a rocket down the left field side, foul. Hey, Michelle, I wanted to ask you, we're here at Golden Eagle Regional Park in Sparks, Nevada. Great facility, fantastic work by the crews here. All synthetic turf fields. Implications for the game playing on these synthetic infields. Michelle, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's an adjustment that the athletes have to make. The pitchers, they're not on the dirt. And the fielders, they're going to have to read the ball a little differently, especially off the hop. And the second hop sometimes can change the spin of the ball. So there are a lot of adjustments going on for these young athletes, and they seem to do a pretty good job of it.
That 52-mile-per-hour pitch is ball 4 on a full count, and that is an RBI for Genevieve Perez. Bases loaded walk brings in the first run of the game for the Firecrackers. They take the 1-0 lead. And a courtesy runner is on for Genevieve Perez. Perez the catcher, so she can take a courtesy runner, and that is what Tony Rico chooses to do. Allie Wester, a 2015 grad, 16 years old, younger sister of center field home run or double robber Carly Wester. So Allie Wester, the younger sister of the Westers, checks in, and here's a ball hit deep, and that is a grand slam in the semifinals of the TCUSA Nationals. It's Amanda Sanchez. The big blast changes the score from 1-0 to 5-0, and it's Sanchez with the big damage on the center field grand slam.
Sanchez, just knowing there's no place to put her, gets a pitch that she can handle and just drives it over the fence. And talk about capitalizing and timely hitting. This pitch slightly above the knee and on the white part of the plate. You can see how that ball is all on the white, and Sanchez is just going to take it and drive it dead center. So that is a huge hit in a clutch situation to put her team well on top, 5-0.
And after 7 batters, pitching change here in the bottom of the first for Wichita Mustangs, Kelsey Selman will take the ball with her team down 5-0. Lightning in a bottle for the Firecrackers. Leadoff single by Van Zee, and then a ground out by Wester moved Van Zee up to second. A walk put runners at first and second, then a strikeout of the 4-hole. We talked about the big out that was for Hafner, made it 2 outs and 2 on. But now, after a single and a walk, the grand slam for Sanchez. Hey, Corona Angels and Texas Impact Gold playing in semifinal number 2. What's the update, Michelle?
Well, the Corona Angels ended up jumping out on top 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. They got some timely hitting. The second run scored when Sid Romero drives the ball the opposite way. Her teammate Kylie Reed was on base, so the Corona Angels getting their timely hitting with runners in scoring position, and they are up 2-0 on top of the Texas Impact Gold.
Ball popped straight up. Will it stay in? It's got a chance, and it's bobbled and dropped. A chance to pull that in, but Emma Eck had it in and out of the glove. Tough sun. She turned around, looked right into the Sparks Reno, Nevada sky. And so Bella Sequeira gets another life at the plate. Got an 0-2 count after that foul ball, but Sequeira happy to be able to pick the bat back up and try again.
Nice effort coming back, but you can see the spin almost bringing her back toward the field.
Brittany Finney, the first baseman, a good job of coming toward that ball, and Michelle on a ball like that, that one was not one that the first baseman Finney could have played, but that is a ball that if you can get there as a corner infielder, that's a lot of help for your catcher.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of help, and sometimes the wind conditions, you know, there's a pretty good breeze over here. It's going to blow the ball back toward the field of play.
Sequeira comes through with a 2-strike base hit. Nice work fending off the 58-mile-per-hour 2-strike delivery, and Sequeira keeps things going here for the Firecrackers.
Well, and this is a great job by Sequeira. She gets another life because of the dropped foul ball, and she takes advantage and just sticks the bat out, drives it to right field, and finds herself with a base hit. So the Firecrackers, just everything going right for them here early on in the bottom of the first inning.
And Michelle, we both mentioned another life for Bella Sequeira, and that's pretty literal in Bella's case. We've talked about this on previous broadcasts, that the Firecrackers have survived a near fatal incident and accident and is out on the field. So I know she knows what second chances are all about. She made one there. However, the third out recorded, but first Firecrackers put up 5 runs in the bottom of the first and lead it 5-0 in the semifinal. Glad to have you with us from Sparks, Nevada. Sparks, part of the greater Reno area. And we're at Golden Eagle Regional Park, just an unbelievable ball field complex. 14 fields, I think, is the count. I need to double check that. It's either 14 or 105 fields out here. It's endless ball fields, just a heaven and a haven for players of all ages and styles. And these synthetic turf fields, of course, create a flexibility to the fields that can play softball, slow pitch. You can play fast pitch softball. You can play baseball out here. You can convert the bases and the pitching around and put up the shorter home run fences as we have out here for the TCS Nationals, or play the deep fences. So a lot of options provided by a park of this sort. And another cool feature of this park, here in Sparks in the Reno area, a lot of sunshine, a lot of warmth. They installed solar panels in the last year, and they light all these fields, and they light them with by using their solar panels. I was told they haven't spent a dime on utilities this year on their lights, and they play ball out here just about every night. So very cutting edge, innovative ballpark here in Sparks. Congratulations to the community and the Sparks Parks and Rec for the work they've done to put this place together. 63 miles per hour on that last pitch. The count goes 1-2 here in the top of the second. Ball is floated to the first base side and crashing into the fence and hanging on to that pop foul is a successful catch. Amanda Sanchez, the grand slam hitter, now flashes some leather up against the fence. Here you go with a couple of chances to see what it's all about here at Golden Eagle Regional Park from up on the bluffs. Thanks to our producer Martin Tarr for capturing some images. And there's a nice look down that big Titanic looking building you see in the middle. That's on the top is Red's Golden Eagle Grill, and down below is the some meeting rooms and some of the crew storage areas, bathrooms, concession stand, a big sports bar up top. We'll talk more about that. Probably see a little more of that later on in today's broadcast. But not only great ball fields, but it's kind of hot out. Fans can sit up there in the air conditioning and grab a bite to eat or something to drink and stay cool. Today they can actually watch the 9 television screens up there with CBS Sports Network playing and watch our double coverage, followed by the championship today. The winner of this game, Firecrackers and Wichita Mustangs, will take on the winner of the teams playing on Michelle's field, the Texas Impact Gold and Corona Angels. So as we work through these semifinals, our 2 winners will be featured again on TV coming up 30 minutes after the conclusion of these current games you're watching. Down to 43 miles per hour on that pitch. So we've seen 63 and 43 from Heather Morales here in this inning.
Morales is one of those pitchers that can really do it all, and we're getting to see some really good offense over here. The Corona Angels back at it again. Ashley Goodwin with the double. Take a look at the hit. You can see the way that Goodwin is going to get a pitch she can handle. McBride, the lefty, leaves it over the plate just a little bit too sweet again and just drives it down the left field line. So right now the Corona Angels just showing that they have that offensive prowess, and Shay Knighton will pick up the walk. So for the Corona Angels, they have runners at first and second with no outs here in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, you're right, Michelle. Corona Angels, potent offense. Impact Gold, both teams well-rounded. Impact Gold has the sticks and very capable of getting back into that game. There you see the pop-up bunt that will be recorded for an out for Impact Gold's defense. Here's a swing through and a drop third. Throw successful from 2 to 3. So Perez hangs on to the third strike and fires it down for the out to Amanda Sanchez. The strikeout there by Kelsey Arnold. That pop-up that was Whitney Whitehorn who hit that pop-up. That was caught by Amanda Sanchez up against the fence moments ago when you saw Sanchez bang into the chain link, and now Genevieve Perez makes the third strike salvage and finishes off the K for her teammate Heather Morales. Morales throwing well, 44 miles per hour on that change of speed, and Jessie Hafner, who started as pitcher in this game, is designated as the DP, so she is still hitting even though she came out of the circle. And there is ball one. That was a paint job right there at 58 miles per hour. Michelle, we're watching pitches from Heather Morales for the Firecrackers, and Michelle Floyd, who we saw on TV a couple of weeks ago in Colorado, she's in Tucson getting ready to, she's actually starting her college experience at the University of Arizona. So a fantastic pitcher for the Firecrackers, not here, but Morales, she has been fantastic here in the first couple of innings.
Well, Morales she's mixed speeds, and that's one of the keys, that is that as you move up in, I should say, the different types of abilities of your opponents, you've got to mix speeds. You cannot be predictable, and in the past we've talked about typically having a changeup and your hard stuff, and now what we're seeing is a lot of these younger athletes are starting to actually throw 3 speeds. So they'll have a changeup and off speed and then come in with their hard stuff, and she's doing an excellent job out there this afternoon, keeping the Firecrackers on top 5-0 and really doing a good job of shutting down the Mustangs.
Morales did get hit a little bit in that first inning, a hard shot to first that was eaten up by the defense, and then that blast to center field that was caught at the fence. But this inning, a pop-up in foul ground to first base and a strikeout. Morales looked like she's settling in with every pitch. She might be dialed in today. Here she gets a pop-up to right. Sakara settles, and 6 up, 6 down for the Mustangs batters as the Firecrackers continue to play the D, and they'll come back to the bats after the 5-run outburst in the bottom of the first. They lead at 5-0 to the Firecrackers. And Corona Angels, Texas Impact Gold, part of our double coverage on our other semifinal field. Michelle, what's happening now?
Well, the Corona Angels again threatening runners at second and third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Peyton Mcbride, the lefty, a 2016 graduate, in the circle for Texas Impact Gold, was roughed up for 2 runs in the first inning and trying to shut down this Corona threat here in the bottom of the second. A couple of nice defensive plays by her team behind her.
Peyton Mcbride, who gets a ball hit hard off of her right here. Base hit, and more runs on the board for the Corona Angels. They're getting it done with the bats.
Now batting for the Angels, number 9, MJ
So
Knighton.
the Corona Angels continuing to do the damage, scoring a couple more runs here in the bottom of the second inning.
Talk about Peyton Mcbride, 2016 graduate, just 15 years old, pitching right there, number 99 on your screen. Peyton, as a 2016, I always have to run my math back in my head, and that means that she's going into her sophomore year, which is young, and impressive for Peyton to be seeing this kind of competition at that young age. A lot of players on our field today are younger players, and they've got a chance to get exposed, but man, the value of this kind of experience at that age, priceless, really.
It really is that, and That base hit that scored the the third and fourth runs, Jessica Sroggins with that base hit off of Peyton Mcbride. And now back to the top of the order, MJ Knighton. And great job at shortstop to retire the side, but the Corona Angels, they are up 4-0 over the Texas Impact Gold.
Welcome back to Sparks, Nevada. Thad Anderson, Michelle Smith with you for double coverage of the TCUSA Nationals semifinals. We've got 4 teams, 2 games featured right now on CBS Sports Network. The Firecrackers of California, they batted around in the bottom of the first inning, so they're back to the top. Taylor Van Zee struck out to start this one off, and now Carly Wester, who grounded out to third her first time up, is batting. Carly steps through a ball 2 pitch, 2-1 the count with 1 out to Carly Wester, the center fielder. Again, Van Zee, a strikeout victim, and the leadoff at bat of the bottom of the second. And it's Kelsey Selman continuing here as pitcher for the Wichita Mustangs. And just again to remind you, with double coverage here today of these semifinals, we're bouncing back and forth, picking up storylines as they unfold. So it is possible, as it was here, that we might miss an out here and out there. And what we're doing is trying to showcase all 4 of these teams, kind of anchor the coverage from this current field you're looking at, as we have sort of one field that serves as the backbone of the television format today. But the goal is to jump back and forth, and doing a nice job of that to this point. Into the bottom of the second of semifinal number 1. Ground ball slapped to third. Another 5-3 ground out for Carly Wester. 2 away in the bottom of 2 here. A couple quick outs for the Mustangs defense, just what they needed, down by 5.
Number 11, shortstop, Chelsea Gonzalez.
It's early on in the game, Thad, and we always talk about how it's important to get out there defensively, shut down your opponent, and give your teammates the chance to pick those bats back up and start chipping away at that deficit.
This ball is hit hard to left, and it will fall into the glove of the left fielder, Chelsea Gonzalez, who walked her first time. Got her money's worth on that swing, but Reagan Hathaway positioned out there, and the out recorded. 3 quick outs, end of 2. Firecrackers of California 5-0 over the Wichita Mustangs. And we're back in Sparks at the Golden Eagle Regional Sports Park. Firecrackers of California 5 and Wichita Mustangs 0 in this semifinal matchup. GH Pins has been producing award-winning pins since 1987, a family business that treats you like family. I've worked with Brooke Wall for over a decade. GH Pins has always exceeded my expectations with artwork, final product, and customer service. Here's to creating the perfect pin, ghpins.com. Thanks to Brooke Wall and the entire family at GH Pins for their partnership with Triple Crown Sports and the Triple Crown Series on CBS Sports Network. Heather Morales continues in the circle for the Firecrackers into the top of the 3rd now, and has faced 6 batters through the first 2 innings. Gets a foul ball there off the bat of Brittany Finney. Finney, the first baseman for Wichita Mustangs. There's a good look at Brittany. Just, you know, you want to say, make the comment that Brittany's a talented player, and that's redundant when you look at these lineups. It's true and redundant. This ball pops out of the hand, and well, Michelle, you've probably been there before.
I have been there before. I've actually probably thrown a ball in every direction physically possible. Up in the air, rolled it in, over the fence, over the backstop, you name it, we do it sometimes. But you know, and actually that's actually a good thing, Thad. It means that your pitcher's relaxed, you're not squeezing the ball. We say to hold it like it's an egg. You don't want to squeeze the life out of it, because when you do that, you end up basically gripping the ball too hard, and then your muscles are already contracted. You want to be loose. I always like to tell my pitchers when I'm working with them at camps and clinics, loose as a goose, loose as fast, and on the verge of out of control, and that's what you want. You do not want to be tight.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That ball swung at and lifted to left field. The out made out in left field. Lexi Robles, that's where she's at today. The left fielder Robles with the catch. So an F7 for the first out. Brittany Finney is out. And there's a look at Robles, who hauled it in. Had a good cut at it.
Really good cut. Great backside rotation. You see the way she gets extension, and it's one of the things that when the ball leaves the bat, the feel, the sound of it, sometimes you think it's leaving the park, and if you get under it just a little bit or the winds are blowing against you, can end up laying up and becoming a routine fly ball to the outfield.
Here's Emma Eck batting. Emma Eck now batting, the catcher for Wichita Mustangs. Emma in the box for her first chance, the number 8 batter in the order of 9 batters for Wichita Mustangs. English professor is her career interest. Emma looking to be the first base runner here as her current goal. Hey, Michelle, on that pitch that came loose, if you're a hitter who likes to wear pitches, if you stand in and this ball hits you, hit by pitch?
It would be, yeah, it would be a, that's a good question. I think it would be a hit by pitch, even if it bounces on the way in. Now in the collegiate game, it is not, the onus is not on the batter to get out of the box. In that situation, the umpire might make you stay though, because it's literally trickling in at about 5 miles an hour and you have time to get out of the way, so.
Well, I'm sitting right here behind our home plate umpire, Rob Huff, and I might ask him between innings, hey, if that ball would have rolled in there and hit her foot, is that a base? I'm gonna gamble that it's yes. Michelle, what's your call?
I'm gonna say that technically yes, but he might say no because it was coming in very slowly.
All right, but you're saying by the book, you're with me on that one.
By the book, I'm with you.
All right.
Yes.
Anybody from the truck, our producer, director, if they want to vote no, so just we have some drama to this deal. We're going to check on that, see what the ruling would be. Interesting. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. You do not. Now I do know that if she would have thrown that up in the air and caught it, it would have been a balk. If there would have been anyone on base, the base runner would have advanced 60 feet. So. You do have to be careful in that particular instance. Obviously, the runner could move up and try to steal on that because that might be kind of a hard play for the catcher to make.
Miranda Rolleder is batting, and her team facing a 2-out, nobody on situation. They've been here twice before with 2 down and nobody on, and they might change the script right here. Sakara, good work in right field to keep that ball from being extra bases, but that by the number 9 batter, Miranda Rolleder, who hits a rocket to the right side. She is on. First hit, first base runner of the game for Wichita Mustangs.
Well, Morales has been doing a good job of retiring the Mustangs, but you can just see the rotation on that backside. She drives it into right field. And for the number 9 hitter, that is a big advantage for the Mustangs to turn over that order.
This ball will get loose, and now, after having nobody on base for the Mustangs, they get one on and get one over. Can they get one in right here with Emily Griggs batting? Struck out her first time up. Rolleder down at second base. Rolleder, the shortstop for the Mustangs. Miranda, 2016 grad herself, just 15 years of age. Has interest in South Carolina. That's where she'd like to head to school. That's still a few years out for Miranda, who's the base runner out at second. Good block. Runner will try to move and will pick up the bag. That's great anticipation by Miranda Rolleder.
So important that to watch the angle of the pitch, because you know when it's going to be a tough play for the catcher. You can see that she knows this ball is going to be down in the dirt, gets away from the catcher a little bit, and that is just enough for her to be able to advance that 60 feet. So being really aggressive, reading the pitch, outstanding effort.
Genevieve Perez, the catcher, heads to the circle, and now Rob Huff does also, the umpire, saying, all right, break it up. Morales and Perez talking it over. Rob Huff, the plate umpire. Brandon Bloom, our first base umpire, and Bob Marcellus at third base today. They will stay on this field for the championship game, which will also be televised here on CBS Sports Network. Thanks to our 3 umpire crew here on our first semifinal field. There's a ball hit into the dugout. Hope everybody's clear over there. It knocked a bat down, I could tell, but I don't see anybody reacting or anybody jumping on anybody to go to work on anything, so it looks like we survived that one. That ball was hit right into the opening of the door of the third base dugout, which is where the teammates are sitting, by the way, for Emily Griggs, so she just buzzed her own squad over there. Oh, my bad, sorry, flip that over. No, she actually did shoot, she just lobbed one into the opponent's dugout. Sorry, I have my dugouts backwards. No, she just took a shot at the Firecrackers in that dugout. Good aim. Unintentional by Emily, and now she will take an unintentional base on balls. So Emily on as the leadoff batter in this order. Picks up a walk to go along with that first inning strikeout. 55-mile-per-hour pitch was up. Runners on the corners now with 2 down for the Mustangs, and Reagan Hathaway, who hit a shot to first base. She's a left-handed hitter, pulled a ball and banged it off the first baseman Amanda Sanchez, but recovering for the out was Nicole Dewitt. That was a huge out in that inning. Another chance to do damage now here for Reagan Hathaway. Off-speed pitch to start.
Morales doing a good job of mixing speeds. Hathaway, as you mentioned, with that hard rip down the line. You can see the way her weight gets a little bit forward on that front foot. So Morales is going to try to pull the string, mix speeds, keep her off balance.
This ball will drop in the shallow left field area, and now runners will scamper back to first and second. So the run across, and the Mustangs on the board. Miranda Rolleder scores on the single by Hathaway.
Well, Hathaway doing a great job. She sees a first pitch changeup, and now she's going to get a pitch on the outside corner, and she's just going to lay it down on the green right in front of the outfield. And with runners in scoring position, that's all you need to do. So the Mustangs trying to get something going here with 2 outs. They are still down 5-1, starting to get some timely hitting.
Runners on first and second, 2 away. And the number 3 batter, Madison Long, who, Michelle, if you think back to that first inning with 2 down, Long hit a ball to the top pipe of the center field fence that Carly Wester hauled in. She can repeat that swing. Chance to cash in some Mustangs. Good stick here at the plate. Seeing it well from Morales, her first time up.
Well, that's the key. Second time through the order, making adjustments as the pitcher. Again, we talk about you cannot be predictable, but hitters, you've already seen the hitter once. You have a good idea of what they throw. Make those adjustments. Try to get your team back in this game.
Off speed again, that ball sails up. Here's a look at that last swing, last at bat by Madison Long in the first inning. I thought she got it.
Yeah,
Wester to the fence.
Drives that ball real long way, Thad, and that's just a great defensive effort by the Firecrackers to keep that ball in the yard.
This time it's a pop-up. Tough one on the infield. Settling it short and hanging in against the tough sun. Chelsea Gonzalez hauls in the 3rd out, but 1 run does cross the plate. Mustangs on the board. They'll be looking for more. First, they've got to hold this powerful Firecrackers lineup. And we'll have Michelle say hi to you on the broadcast. There you go, Michelle. I thought I'd set you up with
All right,
a little something over there.
I appreciate it.
We can pull strings all day long if you'd like. Let me know when you're ready for a burger, all right?
All right, I will. Well, you know me, I love to eat.
Oh,
so.
yeah. You know what? We better not go down that road. That could get pricey.
Yes,
hey, we're going to get back in. We jump back in here to the bottom of the 3rd with the Firecrackers batting and their number 4 batter up with Tara Blanco in the box. Struck out her first time. Also want to make sure we jump back onto Michelle's field with the Impact Gold and Corona Angels. Michelle, score inning update for us.
Absolutely. Corona Angels still on top 4-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. And Miranda Veramontes pitching in the circle for the Corona Angels, doing a great job. Has faced just 2 hitters over the minimum through these 4 innings, and has gotten some nice help from her defense behind her, but is just doing a really good job of mixing pitches and getting the job done.
So still 4-0 in that other semifinal. Again, that winner will jump over to this field that you're looking at right now, the winner of the Firecrackers and Mustangs game. Bottom of the 3rd, Firecrackers up 5-1. You see on your screen. This winner will take on the winner of Corona Angels and Texas Impact Gold right here on CBS Sports Network. Ball blasted up the middle. Good recovery by Selman, who lost her shoe, lost half of her shoe, knocked it down with the foot. Selman appears to be all right. Of course, you want to stop and check it out, but here's a look at that blast up the middle by Blanco.
Blanco just going to drive that right back up the middle. A lot of times for pitchers, that's the one that will hit you because you just do not have enough time to get all the way down. So typically I like to say if the ball's hit above your knee, you should be able to defend yourself, catch that ball with your glove. If it's hit below the knee, there's a good chance it could end up hitting you in the shin or in the foot. So always try to, whenever possible, field the ball, but getting down for those really quick, sharp comebackers can be tough.
Ball below the knee, you just hope you've done some jump rope in your time and you're nimble down there. You might have noticed, by the way, that a lot of tennis shoes on the field when you saw that ball hit the feet of Selman. It was tennis shoes, and we're on synthetic turf fields here at Golden Eagle Park in Sparks, Nevada. That's why the shoe choice for many of these players is the tennis shoe. Nicole Dewitt batting for Firecracker. She singled and scored in the first inning. Dewitt batting in the number 5 spot, wearing number 5 for the Firecrackers. Here's a look at the foot fashion here on the synthetic turf.
And if you're wondering what the black part is there on the turf, that's actually rubber that is chopped up They use that in the turf to help soften it up a little bit and keep it true. At times it can get a little thick in some areas. You see it on the pitching area, the hitting area. And it can actually make the ball change course. So when you asked earlier, Thad, about these athletes, there's a lot of adjustments that they're making. The other thing too is even just the heat off of the turf can affect the way the ball comes down.
This ball blasted to right and blasted beyond the right field fence. Home run, Nicole Dewitt, second hit of the day. A single now, a home run to put her team up 6-1.
Nicole Dewitt, one of those kids that generates a lot of power. You look at her and she's got a great swing. Look at the way she's going to use her whole body. Great lower half rotation, stays in her power base and just gets her hands extended to contact and drives that ball deep down the right field line. So right now the Firecrackers just doing everything right. They're up 6-1.
This ball is fouled back. It's Genevieve Perez back at the bat. She walked her last time up. That was a 59-mile-per-hour home run pitch that DeWitt hit, followed by 61 miles per hour from Selman, who did take a ball off the heel. That ground ball by Blanco. That ball was hit hard also. Firecrackers keep swinging it. This one too hot to handle, up high through the bat of Perez at 60 miles per hour. Good pitch by Selman. That's a big run right there. The Mustangs scored in the top of the third, down 5-0. Mustangs put one up, and Michelle Firecrackers just answered it. Big answer to stay back up by those 5 runs.
Well, we always talk about, if you get punched, you got to counter punch. And in this game of softball, when your opponent comes and is trying to scratch back in the game, when you shut them right back down and put another run back up on the board yourself, it can kind of take the wind out of their sails. So the Firecrackers really playing on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders right now.
Perez bounces that foul. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Nicole Dewitt, who just hit the home run out of Garden Grove, California. Ron and Jackie, the mom and dad, hopefully tuned in right now. Smile on their faces after Nicole, like I said, got her second hit in 2 at-bats. She has looked fantastic here this week in Sparks at the TCUSA Nationals. And what has she done for us lately? She's gone yard. Put her team up 6-1. Oh, I was talking to the Firecrackers yesterday. I said that something about going yard, and they all said, no, we say going ya-ya. So I better use the right terminology. Whatever you call it. It's 4 bags and a run for Nicole Dewitt on that last at-bat. Tony Rico coaching third base. Right now, the first base coaching box is vacant. It's being coached, but it's kind of sunny right there. So Don Menard is hanging back in the shade just a little bit until he has traffic, and he's got traffic. He does. It's a fair ball down the line. Trying for 2 is Perez, and she'll be in for 2. Genevieve Perez down the line, double with 1 away for the Firecrackers.
Tony Rico's team always very well schooled, and another example of how they can turn on that inside pitch. She gets a pitch over the white part of the plate, just drives it down the line. I love the way this team's aggressive. They are disciplined and lay off balls, and then anything close to the plate that's laying over the white part, they're aggressive. They turn on it. Tony Rico doing a great job with his Firecrackers.
Allie Wester will once again run for Genevieve Perez, the catcher who just doubled. Strike 1 on pitch 1 to Amanda Sanchez. And Sanchez, the biggest swing of the game to this point, a 4-run swing, the grand slam in the first inning. Her team up 6-1 now, but 4 of those runs came off of that big blast by Amanda Sanchez, the first baseman and number 7 hitter today for the Firecrackers. She'll go up with that pitch, and she'll get it just foul enough over the backstop. No chance for the catch. 1 ball, 2 strike count after that foul ball with 1 away. Checking in now with the Impact Gold as Corona Angels have the bats and the Impact Gold playing D.
Well, we have a pitching changeover on our field because Shay Knighton hit a double for the Corona Angels. You could see this offering by Peyton Mcbride just gets hit the other way. Knighton is going to drive it into the gap. The Corona Angels all afternoon have been doing that. They've been hitting gap to gap, a lot of speed at the top of the lineup, and Shay Knighton, the extra hitter with that double, puts runners at 2nd and 3rd with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Erica Wright in a jam. Erica signed with Texas, you saw on your screen, and Erica's going to take over for Impact Gold, trying to fight off that potent offense, the Corona Angels. They're getting after it in the semifinal, trying to fight their way onto the championship field for the next televised game coming up today. A base hit moments ago on our field by Amanda Sanchez. It was Sanchez on a single, and then she moved up to second on the throw through to the plate. Courtesy runner Allie Wester rounded the bag hard and then was stopped, but it drew the throw and let Sanchez move up to second base. So Sanchez now, just like Nicole Dewitt, 2 for 2 with a single and a home run. So the 5-hole and the 7-hole for the Firecrackers, right in the middle of the damage. And here's a ball going to be tough from Sakara. Nice running catch in the gap. Runners tag, and they will tag successfully. Sakara hit that ball very well to right center. Nicely played for the out, but the run scores on the sacrifice fly.
We can see the backside rotation again. Pulls off the ball just a little bit, but sometimes you get lucky. You finish your swing and you get it to drop. And a couple more runs across the board.
Now a ball popped right above catcher, and that will be grabbed for the third out of the bottom of the third, but a little more going for the Firecrackers. They pick up 2 more. That was a catch out in center field, by the way. Emily Griggs made a nice play on that tough ball from Sakara, and 7-1 the count now. Firecrackers on top. What's up the update with Corona Angels with the bats, Michelle?
Well, they have just been on fire. They're now up 6-0. Another double. Nikki Uroda with that double is going to drive this ball again into the gap. So the Angels now at that 6-0 lead. And Thad, I have to tell you, I've got a little bit of a beverage over here. I have a Coca-Cola delivered. Kessie Maston came down from upstairs and was kind enough to bring me a drink. So the challenge was adhered to. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Hey, it worked. What else do you want, Michelle? Keep me posted. Here's a ball swung on for the Angels, popped up left field. That ball hauled in. Impact Gold trying to hold off the runs. Down 6-0, the Impact Gold trailing Corona Angels. And on our first semifinal, Firecrackers lead 7-1 over Wichita Mustangs on CBS Sports Network. Back to action in the top of the fourth. Wichita Mustangs Whitney Whitehorn batting with a 1-2 count, make it 2-2 as you saw that pitch come in, 60 miles per hour for ball 2 against 2 strikes. Whitehorn's at bat underway. Again, the top of the fourth, 7-inning ball games in these semifinals. 8 runs after 5 innings, the run rule, and both of these games are at least in position for that to be a threat. Here's a nice shot down the right field line. Whitehorn, a good at bat, had a 2-strike count for a while there and stayed alive in it, and then hits a ball the other way, the cleanup hitter. Good piece of hitting.
Pitch on the outside corner, and she's going to let it get deep over the zone and just drive it the opposite way. You know, I've got to say I'm impressed with the way a lot of these athletes hit that outside pitch. A lot of younger athletes typically will pull that, not allowing it to get deep in the zone, but that is outstanding hitting.
And Nikki Armagost, first base coach, has some company down at first base. She's not had a lot today. She might get more. Nice diving stop. What a play at second base. Nicole Dewitt, who hit one out moments ago on offense, now makes a great diving play to deny the on base for the Mustangs.
Well, Nicole Dewitt is going to put herself in a position to make this play. Look at the way she's going to go down, get the ball, and then presence of mind to know that she needs to backhand it, shuffle it over to her first baseman. Outstanding effort by Dewitt to get a very tough and needed out for her team.
Just turned in defensive gem. Earlier, Kylie Wester, a heck of a play at the fence. We saw Emily Griggs make a great catch in center field on a runner. And that, though, was probably our top defensive play of this double coverage semifinal action to this point. And chalk it up for Nicole Dewitt, who's done it all today. A single, a home run, 2 runs scored. And now some great glove work. And earlier, we saw her do a great job of playing behind her first baseman, Amanda Sanchez, to clean up a ball off of Sanchez, a line shot off of Sanchez for an out. DeWitt has been everywhere today. Another chance for Sanchez. What a catch against the fence. Finds it just before the chain link, 2 away.
This ball flared off the end of the bat, and Sanchez is going to go over. Has an idea of where the fence is, pounces off it, or bounces off it, I should say, just a little bit. You have to love these athletes really understanding the field, where they're at, and getting that out.
Jesse Hafner popped it up. So now a couple of pop outs for Hafner to the right side, once to right field, now to first base. And Hafner's retired. That brings Brittany Finney into the box. Brittany flied out to left field her first time up. Sees a 45-mile-per-hour pitch from Heather Morales. Morales just continuing on here with that 7-1 lead. Heather doing a good job attacking the hitters. When you have that advantage of 6 runs on the board, you just go right after them. And here she'll get a shallow pop. Good call off by the shortstop, Chelsea Gonzalez. Great communication, and the out-recorded score stays 7-1. Middle of the 4th from Sparks, Nevada on CBS Sports Network. Into the bottom of the 4th, the Firecrackers scored 5 in the first inning, 2 in the 3rd for their 7 runs that they've tallied to this point. Mustangs got their 1 run in the 3rd inning, so it's 7-1 as we play the bottom of 4. And in the 4th inning, this is the 3rd inning out of 4. The Firecrackers have started with their leadoff batter. It's Taylor Van Zee, who has a single, 1 for 2 in the game. A 9-batter order for the Firecrackers, and Michelle, 3 innings out of 4 that you've played, being able to start from the top of your order, that is a coach's delight.
It sure is. We always talk about efficient lineups, and they're the ones that get on base, especially early on in the inning. And then the bottom of the lineup is very efficient at turning it over. So we saw that this past spring with the University of Oklahoma. Their 7, 8, 9 hitters were almost like leadoffs, turned it over very efficiently for their big guns at the top of the lineup. And we're seeing a lot of these travel teams doing the same thing at the elite level.
Nice play at short by Miranda Roletter to keep Van Zee off base.
Roletter is going to go back up the middle, grab this ball. Good job of making a nice turn, throwing off a hard backside or right side to get something on that ball across the infield to pick up the out.
Very tough play, working against a left-handed hitter, working that direction, having to reorient your shoulders to get the release from shortstop to first. All around, great work by Miranda Roletter. Number 2 batter, also a lefty, Carly Wester. Wester takes ball 1, now 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As mentioned earlier, Roletter, the shortstop who just made that play. You see Carly Wester, a couple of ground outs to third base in this game. Here she'll foul it to the third base side. Roletter out of Wichita, Kansas, playing shortstop and making a nice play just now. She is that 2016 grad, 15-year-old out there, anchoring shortstop for a nationally powerful Wichita Mustang squad. And the catcher, Emma Eck, in a similar scenario, a 2017 grad, just 15. She's catching for these Mustangs. This ball bobbled at third. It was going to be a bang-bang play anyway, and just 1 shot at it, and legging that out, Wester reaches for her first on base, first hit of the game for Wester.
Wester's going to slap through, and great back control. She lays up just a little bit on that ball because she knows that the defense is back. I like the way that she reads the defense, adjusts accordingly, gets herself on base.
Kelsey Arnold playing third base. Made a good hard effort at it. And again, I'm not sure she was going to have a play at all. So she went for the quick bang-bang handle on it, didn't get it, but that's a base hit on the infield. Kelsey Arnold, the third baseman. I want to mention, she told us, hey, if you talk about me on the broadcast, please say I wouldn't be the player I am today without the help of my father. And it's Tracy and Darren Arnold, the parents. She said, hey, let Dad know I understand what's going on here, how I've been able to get to this level. So like a lot of the players out here, Kelsey wanted to make sure Dad heard it. Thanks a lot for the help. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning of semifinal number 1. Simultaneously, semifinal number 2 going on Michelle Smith's field. I'm Thad Anderson. This is CBS Sports Network coverage of the TCUSA Nationals in Sparks, Nevada at Golden Eagle Regional Park. This ball popped behind third base and played properly by the defense as Arnold yields to the shortstop Roletter for the second out. And to retire Chelsea Gonzalez is a positive. The number 3 batter for the Firecrackers, now 0 for 2 in this semifinal game. with a walk and a line out to left and that pop out to short. Gonzalez retired. Tara Blanco, the cleanup batter, now up for the Firecrackers. Blanco, first pitch swinging, hits a shallow ball to left and handled properly out in left field. Coming on and making the put away, Reagan Hathaway on the catch. Score stays 7-1 into the top of the fifth. Firecrackers on top of Wichita Mustangs. 4 innings for Firecrackers, and now you see a look at the freshly checked in catcher for the Firecrackers. And Michelle, we had a lot of chances to talk about it. Here's a pop up to short, and that's handled easily for Chelsea Gonzalez. But a couple weeks ago in Colorado when we were at the Sparkler Fireworks games, Hillary Edior, the catcher we saw for the Firecrackers in that game against Texas Impact Gold, and she's a 2015 grad, just 16 years of age. But Hillary, a tall, lanky catcher, gets down low in her crouch. Did a great job last time on her television exposure. Fun to watch Edior, and she's in there now. Yeah,
Edior just great behind the plate. One of those catchers does a good job of working with their pitcher. And case in point right here, you can see the way that they're going to talk to each other. Morales coming out to talk to Edior. I'm sure they're making sure their signals are on the same page, but it's typically what a team is built around. I like to call it the team within the team. When that battery is strong, it gives such an advantage to the overall success of the team. And we're seeing that over here with the Corona Angels as well. They have put 7 runs up on the board. They are up 7-0 over the Texas Impact Gold, and Miranda Veramontes has just done a good job over here in the circle for the Corona Angels.
Emma Eck popped that ball up to short. Emma out number 1 on a pop-up. Here's another pop-up to the left side. This from Miranda Rolliter, and that's handled out in left field. It's Lexi Robles playing D out in left. So 2 away quickly for Morales. And the Mustangs looking at a top of the 5th of a 7-inning game. They've got 7 outs left if you want to run your math that way. And they've got 6 runs to make up on the Firecrackers. And it's back to the top of the order with Emily Griggs. Griggs 0 for 1 today, a walk. And she's going to reach on this. Good wheels down the line. Griggs plays offense perfectly as a leadoff hitter. Drops it in that 5-6 hole and beats it.
As a slapper, it's all about locating it in the right position, and that's why a lot of them aim for that 5-6 hole. Gives them a little bit of extra time to get that on the line, and it also challenges the shortstop as they have to go into that hole and throw it back across their body.
Griggs on base twice in 3 plate appearances. That's what you're looking for from your leadoff batter. Reagan Hathaway now bats. She's 1 for 2 today with a single and a hard ground out to first base. So a couple of good at-bats. The only RBI of the game, also owned by Reagan Hathaway. Only RBI for the Mustangs in the game. Griggs runs. Edior throws and got her. Edior, a perfect delivery to Chelsea Gonzalez, and that will end the top of the 5th inning as the throw out 2-6 ends it. And the Firecrackers in control, 7-1. Nicely handled. Tag swept. No problem for the defense of the Firecrackers, and it's 7-1 here. It's getting down to the edge for Corona Angels, trying to salt things away in our other semifinal, Michelle.
Well, the Corona Angels just really dominating in this game. Pitching change by the Texas Impact Gold. Erica Wright is now in the circle. Impact Gold down 7-0, and the Corona Angels have just been very efficient both offensively and defensively. They've hit the ball gap to gap. Defensively in the circle, Miranda Veramontes, the pitcher, starting pitcher for the Angels, has just been lights out. Only 2 runners have even reached second base. She's thrown a 2-hitter through 5 innings, and 11 of those outs recorded have been via the ground out. So the defense has been great behind Veramontes, but the Corona Angels trying to get something going here at the bottom of the 5th inning. Just 1 more run would put them into the into the championship game, and winners of the semifinal, if they can score 1 more run, that would give them the 8-run rule here through the bottom of the 5th inning.
So the Corona Angels have the game-clinching run on base, if I've got that right, Michelle. If they score that, it would run rule.
That's correct, Thad, and Taylor White up to bat now. Check that. We've had a change. That is number 6. Zoe Costas is up for the Corona Angels.
There you see Zoe Costas out of Rialto, California, part of the Corona Angels. Florida State verbal commitment, so she's going to go coast to coast, kind of like you did, Michelle. You came from Florida to Sparks, Nevada to join us for these broadcasts. Thanks for your travel efforts to join us, and Zoe's going to repeat your feat and jump across the country for her college experience. She's just a 2015 grad. I don't mean just like I'm disrespecting her. I'm just saying she's got a little time still.
She's a youngster.
Where she's going to head. And talking about changes, we'll stay on your field with a look there as we've got a chance to clinch that game for the Angels. Just mention it while we can that the Wichita Mustangs have also implemented a change in the circle. Brittany Finney is pitching over here in this semifinal. We're in the same situation now. 2 runs for the Firecrackers over here on semifinal number 1 would bring on a run rule, and the lead our inning off. It's Nicole Dewitt beamed by a pitch, so Nicole will be on first base. So both games here some jeopardy of run rule outcomes. There you're looking at Impact Gold trying to stave off the Angels. Strike 3 pitched and the out recorded, so a big out there for the Impact. As we develop what's developing, take a quick break, and we're going to take a look at the potential ends of both of these games right here, CBS Sports Network. Welcome back to Sparks, Nevada. Thad Anderson, Michelle Smith with you from Golden Eagle Regional Park. TCUSA Nationals softball semifinal action as fast pitch brilliance unfolds on the field. Both of our games in the 5th inning, and both games are in the situation where teams looking to cap things off in run rule style here. So as we know on the CBS family of networks, March Madness, you see this a lot with the bouncing around and checking out big finishes. We got the same thing happening right here. Firecrackers have a couple of runners on with nobody out. They need 2 runs to win it. Meanwhile, Michelle, your field, the Corona Angels just need 1 to put that semifinal away.
They sure do. We have runners at first and second with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Again, the Corona Angels up 7-0. Marina Ely just with the single to move her teammate up into scoring position.
Ball to center. Impact Gold, big out again. Every out's key right now.
Very key, Thad, and Impact Gold right now just trying to give themselves extra life, keep that 1 run off the board so they can pick the bats back up. Again, time running short though. Even if they get out of this inning, they're down to their last 6 outs. Try to put 7 runs up on the board, 8 to win it. Again, Erica Wright comes in an inning ago to try to keep the Corona Angels off balance, but the Angels have really just been doing everything right. The top of the order has gotten on base, middle of the order has come up with some big hits. And then the bottom 7 and 8 also participating in this all-around effort this afternoon by the Corona Angels.
Ball fouled back for the Angels. Just that far away, stalking around out there looking to plate that walk-off run rule run on our first semifinal. Bella Sequeira just popped out in the infield, so now 2 outs for the Firecrackers over here with 2 runners on. They need to score 2 to end it. Impact Gold tries a snap throw down to first. Looking to wiggle their way off the hook here in the bottom of the 5th. Those Corona Angels in those white uniforms, red pants. That ball popped up on the infield, and the Impact Gold will escape the 5th inning and get another chance to swing the bats again. They'll stay at a 7-0 deficit. The navy blue and gold-clad Impact Gold, who you just saw coming off the field, happy to still have a shot in that game. We'll jump back to semifinal number 1. Firecrackers batting, trying to finish this thing off, but with 2 outs and 2 runners on, Wichita Mustangs are in decent position here to keep the game alive. Brianna Tau-Talafua just checked into bat in place of Lexi Robles. Tau-Talafua, another 2015 grad, 16 years of age. A couple years to participate in this Firecrackers program, getting an early start on it. Brianna plays a little piano, guitar, ukulele.
I'd like to see those well-rounded athletes that can do a little bit of everything, Thad. Hit the books, play the musical instruments, and oh yes, swing the bat.
Yep, does all that. Plays a little volleyball also, does Brianna. Now Brianna on, so that loads things up. The base on balls to Tau Talafua, takes it back to the top of the order with Taylor Van Zee. So 2 outs, 3 on, 2 needed. Van Zee puts this into center. That's going to drop. 1 run in. This could be ball game. Firecrackers send the runner, score the runner, and the score to 9-1. So we're looking for the call. We'll stand by, but yep, umpire stepping out. Rob Huff, our plate umpire, just signaled the 8-run margin marks the run rule and the walk-off 2 RBI single. It's Taylor Van Zee, goes 2 for 4 today with a run scored and 2 RBI. She plates Nicole Dewitt and Allie Wester, the courtesy runner. Dewitt scored 3 times in the game with a couple of hits and a hit by pitch. A powerful performance by the Firecrackers of California, Michelle, and they will move into our championship contest. So the Firecrackers move on with a 9-1 win. Congratulations to the Wichita Mustangs, a great showing at the TCUSA Nationals. But this semifinal belonged to the Firecrackers, who hit it, pitched it, played the D, did it all today, and they will advance into our next game coming up. We'll find out who they'll meet up with as Corona Angels and Texas Impact Gold play our other semifinal. We'll see more of that after a break on CBS Sports Network. Our second semifinal playing out here at Golden Eagle Regional Park in Sparks, Nevada. Thad Anderson, Michelle Smith back with you. 1 game over and a team waiting, and 1 game trying to fight their way into this championship televised matchup at the TCUSA Nationals. The Corona Angels, you see on defense, the white jerseys, red pants. And the beat goes on over there for Miranda Viramontes, who has just pitched a fantastic game. She's holding a potent Impact Gold offense all the way down today.
She's just done a really good job of keeping the Impact Gold off balance. We talked about the fact she's thrown a lot of ground outs today. Her defense has been excellent behind her. Only 2 runners to even get to second base. Just 2 over the minimum, so.
Utah looking forward to getting the services of Viramontes, but now she's trying to working out here against Madison Kettler. Kettler out of West Texas. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, Michelle, on our broadcast from Colorado. West Texas, of course, the location of that horrendous explosion that happened, and talked to Madison a little bit. She had some people affected by that, heavily affected by that. So, like we said before, thoughts still with you. We know it's maybe passed from the headlines and the news channels, and we know it's not all done there yet. So our best wishes out to all the folks of West Texas. And right now, our wish is out to Madison Kettler if you're rooting for the Impact Gold. She's trying to help her team get some runs on the board.
I think the big thing right now for the Impact Gold is they just need to work on getting runners on base. Not going to win this game or even tie it up with the big hit. They need people on base. Kettler doing just that, picks up the walk.
Kettler on base, Michelle, and still 7-0 on your field. Top of 6 is the current inning, correct?
That is correct. Top of the 6th.
And just to update viewers at home, you see when you see the graphic on the screen, the score bug, it's called, the strip across the top of the screen that displays the runners and the score in the innings. That's only usable in a broadcast for 1 game. We had that working on the Firecrackers and Wichita Mustangs game that just concluded. So that's why you're not seeing that now. We'll keep you updated the best we can. There's a force out on the infield. It's 5-4 on the put out. So Kettler, who had reached, she's erased out there on the force out. Looked like Kyla Walker hit that fielder's choice.
Viramontes just continuing to induce those ground balls. The defense, again, stellar behind her, Thad. And it's, on a hot day like this, that's a big thing because it limits your pitch count, and that's what you want, especially when you know you've got a championship game following this one up afterward.
The Tori Vidalis now batting. Tori batting number 2 today for Impact Gold. She's hit sometimes in that 3 spot. She can hit the 4 spot. She's a power stick is Vidalis. So not your typical 2-hitter here for the Impact Gold. She's capable of carving into the big deficit right now, down 7-0. You can just see in her swing, explosive. Everything she hits comes off the bat with some velocity.
Well, it sure does. Viramontes, though, continuing to hammer underneath the hands of the Impact Gold, taking that power away. She's kept her third baseman extremely busy. Ashley Goodwin has done a good job at the hot spot, scooping up a lot of ground balls.
Vidalis flares it, doesn't flare it, she blasts it to the right side. Foul just over the fence. Good effort in right, and that's a pretty good collision with the top rail of the fence. Try to walk that one off. That's a big collision over there. We're going to hope for some good news off of that for Austin Ernest.
Ernest is going to come hard into the fence. Nice effort. She almost gets it, but you can see the way that she comes over the top of the fence.
I mean, if you get that, I don't know. You look at it. If she gets that right on a hip bone, there's a hard top rail. If you get a bone on that, or just about anything on that's going to hurt. So Austin, rightly so, needs to take a minute and check things out. While we have a chance, we want to mention that the teams all met with us yesterday, shared some information. Appreciate their time, and more so the fun that we have when we get a chance to talk to all the players. Corona Angels, Marty Tyson, the head coach, Kenny Knighton and Napoleon Sparks on the coaching staff for the Corona Angels, and it looks like Ernest is going to have to step out of this ball game. So we'll hope that clears up quickly. Might have a championship game to play here in a few minutes. And while we're on it, Texas Impact Gold, head coach Casey Jackson, Michelle talked about, Eddie Sessom, Christy Connor, Jazz Jackson, Rachel Fox, Jonathan Lample, all part of the leadership crew for Impact Gold. Our thanks to all the coaching staffs who put the work in. Treat your team right with destination locations, signature memories, and professional staff. Youth teams, high school teams, and college teams. Get in the game at triplecrownsports.com. That's triplecrownsports.com. Check the website. Find out how you can enjoy some of the great fun that goes on. The summer is playing out, and destinations all across the country are home to Triple Crown events. More fun coming up on CBS Sports Network on Monday night. This coming Monday, the U.S. Baseball Championships All-Star Game from Richmond, Virginia is on at 6:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Pacific. 6:30 Eastern for a baseball All-Star Game at the U.S. Baseball Championships on CBS Sports Network. And then a week from Sunday, it's July 28th is the date, at noon Mountain Time. And I say mountain because it'll be up in the mountains in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. So 2 Eastern, noon Mountain. Triple Crown Baseball World Series 13-year-old championship game will be on CBS Sports Network. Into action we go again with Impact Gold trying to carve into that 7-run deficit. And a nice work out there by Jarrett Anderson, our bug master today. You see the score information up on your screen. So thanks to our truck and Jarrett for rolling that thing over for us to let you see the situation on that score strip up top on your screen. There's a swing through, and the Vidalis is a strikeout victim. So Vidalis hit that pop fly to the right side that ended up causing Ernest to have to step away, but she'll go down swinging. Still 7-0. Angels have the lead. Golden Eagle Regional Park, and then Kylie's going to step in and take her swings, trying to start off a 1-run rally just to put this thing away and end it a little quicker for the Corona Angels. Get a chance to take a breather and reset for a championship. Hits it hard left side and a clean base hit.
Well, Kylie doing exactly what the Angels want. Getting that lead off runner on base. She's going to get a pitch she can handle. It's what it's all about, being aggressive. She gets a good look at a pitch up in the zone and she just turns on it. Look at her trigger. She goes negative before positive. Great extension. Angels are in business, looking for just 1 run here in the bottom of the 6th to try to end this game an inning early.
Erica Wright continues to pitch for Impact Gold, and the Angels with that big outburst over there, you're playing against a fantastic team and doing this kind of business on offense, pretty impressive. Aaliyah Loxamana is now batting. Aaliyah Loxamana out of Long Beach, California. 18 years of age. Congratulations on the high school graduation this year. I want to mention, as we wrap up our semifinals today, the Silver Legacy, Eldorado, and Circus Circus Casino Hotels, premier lodging partners for TCUSA Nationals. Our crew stayed at the Silver Legacy for the most part, and fun place to stay here in Reno. Had a great time, enjoyed the atmosphere, the players having fun running around in there. So Silver Legacy, Eldorado, and Circus Circus, proud partners of the TCUSA Nationals on CBS Sports Network. We thank you for your contributions to this major national fast pitch softball event. A big part of the experience, of course, is the lodging and the experience off the field, and this property's all provided a great way for these teams to enjoy themselves. Snap throw down to first is not in time to poach an out. Back in safely was Kylie Padilla, who just singled to start things off for Corona Angels. 1-2 count. Now a 2-2 count on an off-speed pitch that drops away. Loxamana, a 2-2 count in her at-bat.
Loxamana will be going to Cal Berkeley this fall.
It's a ball over the left fielder, and that will put runners at second and third. A big blast for Loxamana. Ball gets loose, but nobody's moving up. So now the pressure is fully applied with runners at second and third, so no force. Nobody out. You might see a walk coming here potentially, and here's the blast by Loxamana.
Loxamana is going to get a pitch on the inside corner. It looks like a screwball that's just not in enough, and Loxamana is just going to drive it deep to the fence. The Corona Angels all afternoon long have just been aggressive on pitches up in the zone and on the plate.
Aaliyah hit that double. Her favorite sports moment, winning a high school league title for the first time at her high school in 20 years. Also used to figure skate for the junior Olympic team, did Loxamana, who's out there at second base in your screen. So she's had a little fun in her sporting life. Pitch misses for a 2-0 count. So maybe, I don't know if we're going to see the intentional walk here, or the unintentional. Yeah, now a little visit with the first base open and the game-ending run at third base for Corona Angels. We'll see how the Impact Gold choose to play it. They've got a big hole to dig out of here either way.
Well, it's important here for Rachel Garcia, the hitter, just to wait until she gets a pitch. If they choose to put her on base, you want to chase pitches out of the zone and pop something up or put yourself at a disadvantage. 2-0 count.
Rachel Garcia batting for Corona Angels. Rachel, 16 years of age, 2015 grad, playing for the Corona Angels. She's got a chance to end it here. A couple chances coming though for Corona Angels, and there's a nibble strike on the outside part of the plate, just nibbling at it. 3-1 count. Working that edge, Michelle, a little bit surprised to even see anything close to the zone with the 3-0 count and the winning run on.
Yeah, and they do get the pop-up that I talked about. That's a total advantage for the Texas Impact Gold. What you want to do in that situation, if you are going after the out, which they do, so Garcia pops up for the first out of the inning.
Hey, credit to Erica Wright right there. That's some precision pitching, because you throw the 3-0 pitch and you go ahead and hit a strike, but you hit the very edge of the the outside edge of the zone. Well executed. Then she throws another pitch that was tough to do much with. That's in a small moment, a 7-0 deficit game, that's a great job of hitting some spots, and there's another good spot on the inside part of the plate. The threat still on, one away. And a couple of runners out there for the Angels. This ball swatted foul to the third base side. Our thanks also to Red's Golden Eagle Grill. Mentioned a moment ago, our lodging partners, and Red's here at the park has also hooked us up, done some good work feeding some folks. Here's a ground ball right side, got to come home with it. And the run will score.
And that is the ball game.
Destiny Henderson hit that ball to the right side, which is what you want to do. If nothing, if you can't get a hit, you're going to go right side, try to get that runner in, and Henderson gets the job done as the throw coming back from first to home. Throw comes in high, and Kylie Padilla, who led off with a strong swing single. She moves around, scores the run rule run, and that does it. 8-0 the final count in semifinal number 2 here at the TCUSA Nationals. There you see the final tallies. 8 runs, 11 hits, and no runs for impact goal. Here's the final look. Padilla, good work off the bag, sees the ball to the right side, doesn't hesitate, and that's enough to get her under that high throw. So Michelle, Corona Angels, a power performance over there. We're going to see them again coming up in our championship game here today on CBS Sports Network. And you saw that game play out in front of you, and what you see on your screen right now, 8-0, 11 hits, 2 hits. What it looked like? Did it look that dominant to the eyeball?
Yeah, absolutely. The Angels just firing on all cylinders. Miranda Viramontes, the pitcher, just in control the entire game, inducing a lot of ground balls. Good defense behind her, but really the key, Thad, is that offense for the Corona Angels getting on the board early and then continuing to score in multiple innings. So great all-around effort by the Corona Angels. Congratulations to the Texas Impact Gold for making it into the semifinal, but the Angels advancing to take on the Firecrackers.
Well, Michelle, good work on double coverage. I know that's a lot flying around, but glad we could get all 4 teams some coverage, and now we'll see 2 of them, Corona Angels and Firecrackers, both out of California, both battling for the TCUSA Nationals Championship coming up next. We'll be back after this break. Semifinals are in the books. Corona Angels 8-0 over Texas Impact Gold. They move on to the championship against the Firecrackers of California, who win 9-1 over the Wichita Mustangs. Michelle, I hope you enjoyed your free Coke over there. Thanks for your work today. Michelle Smith and our entire crew, I'm Thad Anderson. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to CBSSports.com. The TCUSA National Semifinals are produced by Triple Crown Sports in association with CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Coming up, the finals on CBS Sports Network next.